We are looking for you to ask David to come back because what I want to say is important. So I said everyone has paid his or her fees, and the fee collection as at now is 100%. Congratulations. It means people are serious. So what this means that you have fulfilled your part. Now is us to fulfill our part of the bargain. And fulfilling that part of the bargain means we prepare for you successfully to pass the certification. And again, you have to do your part. So we did agree that when we meet today, everyone must have done the next module. Amos, when we talked last time, we had only done module 1, and we agreed we finish module 2. Where are you? Did you finish module 2? Huh? Because I don't just want to enjoy your money. Where are you in module 2, even if you're not finished? And when are you finishing? Now, as
I can
yes.
I can do it between today and tomorrow.
So have you read all the notes?
I've read the notes. You see, module 1, I did it, but then I found out that I had not read the notes. So I was like, I just want to be sure that I know what I'm doing. So
Go back and read the
I
notes.
went back and read the notes, and then I started on module 2. So module 2, I've done I think I'm almost done with it. I can finish it either tonight or tomorrow.
So please do, and then share your results with Mr. Bushuru, share your results with Yvonne, and share your results with me, 3 people. Ruth, how is it going? We agreed that you do module 4. Where are you?
Yes, we did agree, but I haven't done it because I didn't get time to do it this week. I've been so busy moving, you know how busy it can get here. But give me 3 days again. I take my time reading. And I'm a slow learner, by the way. So just give me 3 days. I'll finish that and send you my results.
Please, and make sure you read the notes, right?
Yeah, I take my time reading.
And you also make your notes. So
yeah, I do.
After 3 days, please, if I don't see anything on my inbox, I'll remind you.
Okay.
Also, if I don't see anything in my inbox between today and tomorrow, I'm going to remind you. And don't just send them to me only. Send them to Mr. Bushuru and send them to Yvonne. And when you are sending your results, please let us know whether you pass the module on 1 attempt, 2nd attempt, 3rd attempt, stuff like that. They will help us to help you. David is not there. I hope he's coming back. If he comes back,
no, he has sent the apology. The Wi-Fi had cost him some freeze and get him kicked out.
Oh, so is he joining? Is he rejoining?
I don't know. You know that it's just plain like that.
Okay,
message.
Yvonne, make sure that when you meet David next time, ask him to watch this recording.
Okay.
Send this recording to his inbox and tell him he missed this part and he need to respond, right? But
okay.
he was on module 4. So we just need the results of the screenshot. Now, Amos.
Yes.
We want you to speed up because after everybody has done the 4 modules, Ruth is in 4th module, David is in 4th module. So Amos, we want you to speed up. If you need help, please feel free to schedule a 2nd class over the week with Yvonne so that you can speed up. And Yvonne has also started another class for modules only. Maybe you may consider joining that class to move with them because you're on module 2 and you have to revise module 1. The only problem is you'll be required to wake up in the middle of the night at around 2 a.m., 1 a.m., around there to attend Ms. Yvonne's class. Yvonne, what time did you agree they're going to have the class?
We agreed on Saturday, but now Faith said that she won't be available from 12 to 2. So we said that we change them to weekdays, to 2 weekdays that people are all free. And that's
So
what
which
we are
days are
trying.
those?
Pardon?
Which days are those?
Yes, 2 days in a week.
So
Not
which days?
we are currently debating on that.
Yeah, please come up with a solution very quickly and add Amos to that group so that Amos can have the opportunity to go through those modules with you guys. It's not bad, Amos. We're
Okay.
just here to make sure you are successful. So I've added you another class free. Free, imagine, we are not charging you. Because we have done a good job by paying us as agreed, yeah. Just add him, even if he doesn't attend, he can have access to the videos.
Okay.
So yeah, Yvonne, because we don't want to take a lot of it, just add him right now so that he has access to that. So Mr. Bushuru, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
The plan is we are waiting for
Yes.
Emu to do module 4 because Ruth and David are in module 4. By the end of this week, they will be done with those modules, with module 4. So once immediately Amos is done with module 4, this is the direction I want this class to take. Now, in a class, the way you are going through the content, you told me you are almost done with that content. How many weeks do you need to be done with the content?
Yeah, from the way I saw in that certification modules,
Yes.
I just need to teach chapter 9, which talks about list.
Okay. So after
Yeah.
you are done with chapter 9, whichever
Yes.
comes earlier, either what we have done with chapter 9 or when Amos is done with module 4, whichever comes earlier, this is the direction I want this class to take. Now, in a class like now, you will go to that web page and go through the modules, the notes from the beginning, chapter 1. Then just an overview, not in detail because you have already taught them. And then you reach quiz 1 and test 1. So you should also have an account. You have an account, open an account. So in your account, use it to demonstrate. So you do test 1 with the students and let them ask questions. First, when you reach the question, let all of them agree and give you the answer to that question. You only have 3 students, they're gonna agree that the answer to question 1 is this, and then you take it with them. You do, in other words, do quiz 1 with them and do test 1 with them. And then submit your results. When you submit your results, you're gonna get the answers. And when there's a disagreement, let them defend that disagreement using, only when you miss, because the time is very short. When you miss a question, maybe 1 question or 2 questions, focus on those 2 questions and agree, look at each options critically and disqualify the options by elimination until you get the right answer, which means you are not going to do the modules. You are not the one going to sit for the modules, that the students are going to sit for the modules as a group, as a class. And after the computer gives you the results, focus on what they have missed. Like that. So I want that one to continue. Module 1 done, module 2 done, module 3 done, module 4 done. And immediately module 4 is done with Mr. Bushuru, Amos, you will be ready for now for the certification. If you are able to achieve this before September 9th, please go ahead, book and do the certification. Good, Amos, is that okay?
Yeah, that's good.
You are already booked, so you are safe. It's only you need to create time to catch up. Ruth, when are you booking? Hey, Ruth, when are you booking for the certification test?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was talking and I didn't know I'm on mute.
Yes.
Maybe end of this month.
Yeah, that will be good. And end of July.
End of August, rather.
End of August, that's fine. And David is not here to answer that question. That's okay. And then another thing, Bushuru, after you have gone through answer the modules with them in class, now the practice test. The 3 of them can agree to buy 1 practice test, or one can buy at $84, the 3 of them. Ruth, you can buy at $84, and let Amos and David, because one practice test is $29 divided by 3, that's around $9 or $10. Let Amos and David refund to you $10, each just 20, so that we use our practice test. So we'll be sure when we are done with module 4, now we go to the practice test. So in the practice test, we want to go through that practice test as a class. When we are done with going through that practice test as a class now, Amos, you can go ahead now and buy your own practice test. David can buy his own practice test. And Ruth can attempt her practice test that we are going to use in the class, and then compare the scores, So the scores in the modules and the scores in the practice test is gonna tell us whether you are, whether you are going to be successful or not. And the reason why I also want you to buy this practice test, we want to find out whether it is the same practice test or they are different practice tests. And also when doing the certification, I would have wished that we do it at the same time to find out whether you are doing the same certification or the questions are the same if you do it at the same time, or the issue and every person has got his or her questions. Those are things that we want to find out from that certification. Then another group that's coming up to you, they will not, after you, they not do the same, they do at different times. And be sure we want to find out whether the certification is the same or not. A group does it today and another does it tomorrow. That's now your job. We are investigating this certification. So that is what I wanted to share with you. Anybody with a question on what I've said or something to be clarified? Yvonne, do you have a question? So you don't have a question. So, okay, the other thing is, right now we are only admitting students in our programs by recommendation only. So I want you people to recommend. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
So
I can see.
this is the discussion, and this is for everybody. So listen, it's only 7-8 minutes. And then you can ask questions.
Yvonne, we are not seeing your face.
A big difference in
Oh,
terms
please.
of
Yvonne, you are
Oh, yeah,
not
pay
seeing
attention,
my
please.
work.
Leave alone Yvonne's face, but pay attention now.
And when people share their
I'm
experiences,
going to start from the
you'll
beginning. I want
find
everybody
the
to pay attention. It's very important.
big difference in terms of understanding how systems here work for somebody coming from outside US.
Are you able to hear?
When people share their experiences,
Is everybody able to hear?
you'll find
Yes.
Yes, quite audible.
Okay, good. So let me start now again.
Depending on what
Okay, start over.
I want everybody to hear.
Okay.
The big difference in terms of understanding how systems here work for somebody coming from outside US. And when people share their experiences, you'll find a very wide variety of experiences depending on what track somebody used to get here. If you got here through a green card, that basically allowed you to bypass several steps in what it requires to come here and work and go to school legally.
And one of my friends say, when you come here with a green card, it's like you are starting at 50%. When others are starting at -50%.
No, actually, you are not just starting at 50%. You could be starting higher while the other person is starting at less than -50.
Less than -100, yes.
Yes, because the person who comes in here, for example, I came in as a student.
Yes.
Number one, the fees you are paying is international rate.
Yes.
International rate means where somebody is paying $1,000 for a credit.
Yes.
In a university.
Yes.
The international student is paying 3 times that.
That's $3,000 US.
For a credit, yes.
And then the green card holder or the American citizen will still fail the class and you pass. Because you know what it means.
Yes. So back to you had your question, the two questions you raised about how you may have to approach.
Yes. How?
Yes.
Yeah. Do I implement our job outsourcing legally in the United States? Bring an American to America to work for McDonald's Analytica legally. Then the question number 2 was about what is your input on our approach in implementing our programs both in Kenya and in the United States? Yes.
Yes, I think I'll start with number 2. Because number 2 is basically referring to the compatibility of your training and what is required in the American market.
Yeah.
It's referring to the content of your course and whether somebody you train in Kenya would be proficient enough
to work
in the US.
Remotely.
Okay, before we come to remotely, because I think remotely will be touching on that other question.
Yeah.
I believe you can once your courses are courses that allow your students to take internationally recognized certification programs.
Yeah.
Then that is good because any employer would accept those qualifications.
Which we are already doing. We are using International Python Institute.
Yes, and why that is so is because that basically depends on the individual employer.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with the immigration and the government.
Right.
Now, employers recognize all those certificates which are international.
And for the other certification bodies, we intend to use Oracle certification, Microsoft certification, and AWS certification, and the other one we have Tableau, we have Power BI certification, IBM. Those are some of the certifications that we have. They are not.
Yeah, so I believe you meet all that would be required for graduates of your program to get employment in the American market. And I'm still talking about specifically employers accepting your graduates.
Yes.
Then let's go back to the first question, which has now a lot to do with the legality and the immigration process that would enable you have somebody who is qualified through your program to come and work here.
Yes.
That actually is the most difficult part because it basically means you want to bring somebody here to go through the immigration system, and one of the most complicated things in America is that immigration issue.
Is the white elephant in the house.
It's a white elephant in the house, and yet there are particular skills which you would call niche for immigration if you are talking about outsourcing.
Yes.
One of them is data science and IT in general.
Yes, because mine is focusing on data science, cloud computing, and cybersecurity. There are those 3 areas.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And along with the healthcare, nursing,
yes,
particularly. But back to yours, what you are providing is really, really in demand because the reality is America does not have adequate personnel trained in those areas. You'd find a lot of people who are skilled in most of the areas you're providing, IT, data science, and anything in that line. A lot of people who are manning, who are providing those services are people who are sourced from outside. The same thing with healthcare. If you take a random sample of people who are employed in IT in the US, I don't have the actual figures, but I would guess that for every 5, you'll find about 3 of them will be an Asian.
An Asian.
An Asian. And that is somebody from outside.
Yes. So the big question is, how did they get here?
That is the question. Number 2, it also means that they are dominating it because the recruiters have a problem getting local people here who are qualified for those positions.
Yeah. And
Number 3, it also means that there is a lot of potential for somebody to come from outside, a lot of opportunity for outsourcing to get somebody from outside to come here.
yeah.
So what they have done is how somebody comes in here. One of the visas commonly used to bring somebody here on the basis of skill is H-1B visa.
Mhm.
And that H-1B visa,
Okay, so let me stop sharing. So I said I used to be a teacher like Ruth, and when I teach, I don't like knowledge coming from one direction. Just a conversation. It's a conversation we are having. So reaction to that conversation. Ruth, do you want to go first? What are the takeaway from that conversation? And what do you think? You being the consumer, you being our client, you being the boss. That's what we intend to do. Please take it away in less than a minute, please.
What do I think in terms of what?
Or the discussion that was going on. What do you take away from that discussion? And what do you think about it?
Well, my takeaway is that anything to do with data science things, cyber security are on demand. And so I'm doing the right thing. That is my takeaway.
Okay, thank you. Amos?
Yeah, I concur with her. And also, somebody was saying that I think we Kenyans, we are like, we stand a better chance because Kenyans tend to speak better English than these Asians. And some of them they're blowing all that money, yet they even struggle with their English. And
Thank
America looks at that one.
Thank you for pointing that out. Yes, Majala. Don't tell me a takeaway that has already been aired by Ruth or by Amos. Yeah, your own. What do you take away from that conversation?
I really like the way that you went to the customer and told them about this idea and asked them what they think. I really think that most people don't focus on that. They just focus on their vision. They don't focus on the people that are going to pay them. And that is something that I have learned from that conversation and the action itself.
The customer is the boss here.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to listen to what the customer said. Me, I don't fire people. Let my boss fire you. Bushuru, I'm not trying to scare you. I don't fire. But my boss will fire you. Yeah, you have to listen to them. And that's why we say at the end of each and every lesson, if you are given a Google form by Bushuru or you are given a Google form by Yvonne, you have to fill it and you have to be fair as possible, fair to yourself, fair to the instructor, fair to the class administrator, and fair to us also, because the input we need is just to help you. We want to know what the customer is saying. And from what the customer is saying, we are talking about data-driven decision. Bushuru, that's what you teach in data science. Yeah, we have to apply it right here in the classroom before we get employment outside. Okay, so Bushuru, what is your takeaway, please, from that conversation?
Yeah, I've heard him saying that in the field of data science and IT in general, there is a niche of going to America, and bearing the fact that you are training the people on the same field, especially in Kenya. So I wanted to learn that niche, and also it touched on remote opportunity. Also, I wanted to learn more on that, because after we train a dozen of Kenyans, we want them to grab those opportunities.
You are already doing what we are planning to do. Yvonne and Bushuru is already doing what we plan to do. Now the question is, if opportunity arises now, because very soon we are going to make the threshold, and we ask you to do the formal application, are you qualified? There are two. The following are the qualifications. One, you have to be competent enough to deliver on the job, which both of you are doing. So that is a big tick. 3, do you have the certifications that are required? The international certification from International Python Institute, from Oracle, from Microsoft, from Power BI, from Tableau. If you do, that is tick. If you don't, you better start doing those certifications. Now, the third one is the companies that are hiring are Facebook, Meta, Google, and what have you. They go through code signal. Yvonne, you need to learn that code signal from Bushuru here. Are you able to pass the code signal hiring interview, technical interview? Then that is tick. Then the other thing is, are you able to wake up at night at 1 a.m. and work up to 4 and then go to your day job? Then that is tick. That's outsourcing remotely. Now, outsourcing physically, are you able to pass the interview for the immigration at the US Embassy? What do you need to do? This information available on the website. Amos is already here, did the interview to come here. Ruth is already here. She did the interview to come here, and whatever visa she got, but the most important thing that is already here. So as much as they are students, you need also to create time. We call it social hour. 15, 10 minutes is not bad, Bushuru, when you are done your job properly and they're happy. Now you go to the social hour, yes. Can you please share with us how you passed the interview? How did you get your stuff like that? Those are the conversations I want them to continue. So those ones I've addressed people who are already in Kenya. They want to migrate to the United States to work for these companies in the IT field, or they are in Kenya, but they want to work for these companies, including Blue Nile Analytica, remotely. You have to work remotely legally. So those people in Kenya. Now, what about people in the United States, like Amos, like Ruth, like any other person? Remember, admission to Blue Nile Analytica is by referral only. We are not going to the public at the moment. It's by referral. We want Ruth to refer some of his friends that he's teaching with. We want Amos to refer some of his friends. We have David to refer some. Right now, it's by referral only. We are not going to the public and recruit because we don't know who will be applying. We want people who can be referred. So now people who are already in the United States. So you could come here to work for a company, and then company that terminate your services. If they filed for you, sponsored you for that visa will be canceled. Now you may come here, and due to unavoidable circumstances, you find yourself losing your status. That visa will go. Now you may come here and recruited, and you are promised heaven. When you come here, you find hell, and you don't like your job. And you can also come here, Ruth, you are laughing. I don't know why you are laughing, baby. I'll give you another time to react.
About me.
Yeah? No, I'm not talking about you. Me, I don't know your background, by the way.
I know, yeah. Just a kind joke.
Have I ever talked to you about your background? Me, I don't know you. You just came to my inbox. I didn't even ask you who referred you to me, to my inbox. That's so I'm Ruth Ongeri, so that way chat. And I found then I allowed you in. But soon I'll call you for a 30-minute Zoom meeting to know how you got here. I don't know who referred you.
It is like Ruth, she's laughing. Maybe she was promised heaven and she found hell.
So
do you understand me now? Yeah.
So I'm not talking about you, yeah.
No.
Or you may come. No,
What is doing good?
I want to conclude this conversation so that you can go for break and come back for the next class. Now you may come here also, and due to one way or the other, you run out of status. So that is also a group we are targeting. And how are we targeting you? The thing is, when we reach the threshold that is required by the immigration, we will be ready to file for our top achievers. And being top achiever is not only being a top achiever in class, you can also be a top achiever in referring people here. So our committee of experts, top advisors with PhD degrees, qualification in different fields. That one is just one of them that we are having a conversation with. There are many others. Amos, we are soon bringing you on board as an advisor because you are experienced. You are experienced as the CEO of a big company that was able to bail out people in different ways. I don't want to mention here. You qualify to be an advisor. You soon bring, once you get this, once you get the first certification, we can talk. We can talk. So what I'm trying to say is, what we are actually doing, I'm not actually a data scientist, I'm a social entrepreneur. So we are targeting people, the less fortunate members of the family, the less fortunate being a less fortunate member or vulnerable members of the community does not mean that you are poor. You can be rich, but you are very vulnerable. You don't know when anything will happen that will find you out of here, or you don't know when. There are so many things. The word vulnerable is very relative. So we are targeting those, and it's by referral only. Now, on the other thing, we have people saying that I just want to do the basic Python at Blue Nile Analytica, then I go to University of Texas at Austin and do my qualification there. Or I want to just know how to code in Python, then I go to Great Learning and get mine from MIT or from University of Texas, Austin. Let me tell you for a fact, and to be honest, and Ruth, you need to listen to this. What we are offering is not anything close to what you will get from the University of Texas. It's not anything close from what you will get from Great Learning. And I've been a student there. I know what goes there. I was also a student at George Washington University in Washington, DC. I know what goes there. I know the fees they charge. If one has been a student there, she's now an assistant technical instructor in our program. At the end of it, she will tell us and we'll do comparison. We'll call this, is it called SWOT analysis? Huh? It's something like that. So that is in terms of content covered. And this is by when you go to the University of Texas or Great Learning or MIT, through Great Learning, what they'll give you is what we call the university certificate. And from Dr. Polo, so is very clear that the university certificate is not enough. You need to add the certifications. So us, we are giving the certifications on top of that. Then on top of that, at the University of Texas at Austin through Great Learning, Yvonne, you are there. Were you taken through the training on how to pass the code signal interview?
No, we weren't taken through any training.
On how to pass the interview. So Bushuri here is an expert on code signal interview. He's an expert, and we are going to add that to our main very soon. Now, in terms of fees, at George Washington University in Washington, DC, I was taught for 6 months, part-time over the weekend and 1 weekday, and I paid $10,000 US. Here at the University of Texas at Austin, they are charging $3,500. And that is just a small part of our program. Now, us here, for the Americans, we are charging $3,200 per semester for 3 semesters, which comes to $9,600 US. And we have an additional services. That is in addition to the certification fees. Now, the good news is, for you, the 3 of you, David, Ruth, and Amos, we are not going to charge you that. we're going to charge you 50% of what we're going to charge people in January when we start officially. And 50% of 3,000 is 1,500 plus 200 is 1,700. So 1,700 first semester you pay in installments. 1,700 second semester you pay installments, and 1,700 third semester you pay in installments. Now, another service we are adding is that after doing that code signal, from the day you enroll in our program, Ruth, we're gonna help you make a resume, and in your resume, we want you to write the current employer is Blue Nile Analytica, and you write that position that you are looking for, the job, and right there, from the time you join training, 1 year experience or 2 year experience, which means now, when you train with Blue Nile Analytica, you will be joining the job market with 2 years experience, 1 year's experience. So we will not start as a beginner. You will start with 1 year or 2 years, and that's an additional money. Then another reason on top of that, we will be giving you references. One reference from the United States with a United States address, and another reference from Kenya with Kenyan address. Those are the reasons why you need to stick with Blue Nile Analytica. Now, the third one, the last one is people who pass their first certification, we're going to retain you. When you go to class, you will be sitting there learning, and at the same time, we're going to pay you. We're going to pay you. And when we are paying, what we'll be paying you for? We'll be paying you to help Bushuru to be an assistant technical instructor. Exactly what Yvonne is doing, because Yvonne right now has been promoted. He has already started teaching, and 1st October, we'll give her a class of her own. So that vacancy in this class is going to be there. So the big question is, who is going to replace Yvonne in this class? Then now, those are some of the things we are working on. My teams are working around the clock. And the final one, I wanted Ruth to hear this. Let me wait for her to step back. Ruth, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay, good. Now, people who want to come to our programs and they're Americans, let's say they're green card holders or they are American citizens, they are not going to pay any fees. That 9,600 is not, they're not going to pay. What we are going to do, we have gone through the federal government and the state Department for Higher Education. We have done application. They're going to come to evaluate our programs, and they say they'll get back to us. Now, if we qualify or if you pass that evaluation, they will give you an license and will be listed in their website. So the Americans will just need to come. After they come, we find out that they qualify, they're either green card holders, they are American citizens, and the income threshold, they meet the income threshold that is set by the federal government or the state government. And then the other thing is that they are either unemployed or they are underemployed or they are undergoing job transition. Then we just take them in. When they come to class and they show seriousness that they can attend that class, we now send their claims with their details to the department government. And the government will pay for them that fees. Maybe the only thing they need to pay maybe 200 on top, which we said for giving back to the community. Now, you here, being our pioneer students, you are not an American citizen, you are not a green card holder. How are you going to benefit from that fund that is being paid by the government? We retain you as one of our pioneer workers. And when we get that money, because you are our pioneers, we also find out intelligent ways on how we can pay you back. And intelligent ways of paying you back is here, no, we pay for you certifications, or we pay for you the cost of training, because the training is going to go, this training is going to go for 12 months. That's when you come out with enough qualification to enter the job market. Stuff like that. Now, reaction to what I'm saying before the Excel teacher comes in. Reaction to my sentiments. Yeah, Mr. Bushuru, you can leave. Yvonne is here. And I'm also here. We are waiting for Mr. Chimitei to get in. Thank you very much,
Oh.
Mr. Bushuru. Do you want to give your reaction? You want to give your reaction before you leave to what I've said? Mr. Bushuru, do you want to give your reaction? Less than a minute, please.
Yes, I can give my reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, my reaction to that is quite in order, because now earlier you have said that in the US you have got a niche in the field of data science and IT in general. So if the federal government can sponsor, that will be one way now of reducing that niche, and it will be another way also of because now it means BNI will generate a lot, so we will generate also employment, and also will be in a position to support more the community. Thank you.
Thank you. And for your information, before you go very quick, Ruth is a Kenyan, David is a Kenyan second generation, and Amos is a Kenyan, but they live in America. Those are the people you are teaching. But now we want to bring the real America and the people that you don't know. So what this means now, since you started, Yvonne, you and Yvonne, you have been undergoing training on how to teach the Americans. So what I want you to do after they pass their certification, create time so that you also learn with them how to interact with the Americans. Amos, there's a time now you teach Bushuru, man, how to speak the fluent American English with the American accent. When you hear Amos talking English as an American, you may not know that he has another name called War. You may be shocked. Or when you listen to my daughter speaking English as an American, you may be shocked whether my daughter has got an African roots or not. So those are the things we learn from them. Now, Yvonne, after they pass the certificate, spend time with Ruth, spend time with Amos, and learn now how to handle an Americans, because in the next class, you will be dealing with Americans. And Ruth is a teacher who is teaching Americans. So he is better placed to share with you his experiences, because we want you people to be successful. Once we meet the threshold, when the deal goes through, we're going to ask you to apply for that particular program. And be our first remote workers. Work in America, but live in Kenya. Something like that. So reaction, Ruth, do you want to go now?
I have a question.
Yes.
You said that once we're done with this certification in Python, so that's easy to go entry level. We are going to move to, you said you're partnering with which university?
Oh, hold on. Let me answer your question. And please confirm if you can see my screen. Why am I seeing this? Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
What can you see?
Zoom.
Good. So, and Yvonne, we said always, where do you start?
Our website.
Yes, because that is where everything is. So you start with our website. So, Ruth, are you able to see our website?
Yes, I'm seeing it, though not very clearly. But I know I can access it.
No, I want you to see it. I made it bigger. I have a touch screen. Can you see our website?
Yes.
Yeah, now we have added this button here. It was not there before, called applications. So when you come here, it brings you to this. Our engineers are working around the clock. Yvonne is working around the clock to make sure that this is up to date. When you click that, you see that. And Ruth, can you read? No, before we go to that, I don't know whether no, let me go back. Now, can you read, Ruth? What can you see?
Open applications.
Good.
I'm sorry, I'm going to the store, so I'm on the road. But I can read.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then this one, training in data science, cloud computing, and cybersecurity for the year 2020, right?
Yes.
So I don't want you to read that literature. I want you just to read on your own. Now, when you come here, you see our semester January, April, May, August, September, December. For Kenya, 62,000. For American, it's 3,200 US dollars. For you, it's gonna be 1,700, 1,700, 1,700. Now there are three tracks. There are three tracks that you need to take. One is data science, another one is cloud computing, another is cybersecurity. We have core courses here: advanced Excel function, entry-level programming, intermediate programming. Now, after doing that, another core course is associate Oracle database administration. Those are core to all the three fields. In the University of Texas and the Great Learning, they don't offer it that way. So those are for the three courses, whether cloud computing, cybersecurity, or when it's data science. Now, after doing the core courses, what are you, Blue Nile Analytica core courses, what are you going to do next now? Now you specialize. Now for data science, you specialize in a certified data analytics associate with Python. That is where the specialize. Once you get this certification, you have a bachelor degrees, whatever country is that degree from, we're gonna help you make your resume, and with this certification, you can get an entry-level job in data science. Starting salary is 90,000 K. And because you'll have stayed with us for more than a year, you enter the job market with more than 1 year of experience, which means you can earn more than 90K and will be your reference. Now, if you don't want to do data science, you want to do automation, there's a certification for automation that we have here on at the website. You do that one. Also, you pass it, you can be an automation engineer. That's what they are looking for. That's under software engineering. Or now, if you want to do cloud computing, we're gonna add certification in AWS, Amazon Web Services. Certification for cloud computing. You can apply for a job as a cloud computing engineer using that certification. Now, in cybersecurity, we're gonna add here A+ and Security Plus. Once you do those two certifications, you can apply for a job. You can as a desktop, the desktop, how do you call it? Tech support or desktop custom, desktop support and an analyst, and the pay there is around 100K per year. So there are companies, even if filing for people with those qualifications. Now, back to your question that which university am I partnering with? In Kenya, we intend to partner with the Cooperative University of Kenya, University of Nairobi, and now Kenyatta University are meeting them next week. In America, we are yet to identify. We are yet to identify which universities. But what we are offering actually is better than what the American universities are offering in terms of boot camps, in terms of training in those three certification areas. I don't know whether I answered your question. Ruth, did I answer your question?
So the certifications will be like certificate Tandikwaje, University of what?
No. The certification, if you listen to Dr. Polo so talking, the certification are not written in university. These are internationally recognized.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, any employer recognize them, and it doesn't matter where your degree is from.
Okay, got you.
Yes, but now when you want a university certificate, already University of Nairobi is ready to give us that certificate. And we're gonna talk also after undergoing the vetting process with the federal government here. We're gonna get some universities here also where you can get their certification. Let's say University of Texas at Austin, or University of Maryland Global Campus, or Bowie State University. There are a number of universities. I'm also gonna emphasize that. That one is also possible. Before we get our own authority to give our own certification. Now, Amos, the dream is,
Yes.
What I have is, the vision I have is greater than my lifetime. That's why I'm bringing on young people like Yvonne, so that when I'm done and I'm not able to do what I'm doing and what I'm doing right now, they'll be able to take over. So Yvonne, when you are here, please don't have the mentality that one day you will quit and you go. You are not going anywhere. You are here for life. That's why we allow you. We allow you to look for a day job. We look for a day job, but come and moonlight at least at night. It's like here. I'm a Christian. Amos, you are also a Christian, yeah? A Christian,
Yes.
when they do their weddings, there's a vow. There's a vow you take for us, for good or for worse until death do us apart.
Better or for worse.
Yes, better for us. So Yvonne, it reach a time now when we are spending a lot of money on you and we want you to take a go. We allow you to go and work. We can also give you leave. Let's say you get a job with Google or with Facebook. You come and ask us, and we are the one who train on that skill. You can ask 5 years or 2 years to go and work for Google. So we have already helped you and got the job with the Google. Now, after your 5 years tenure is done, you come back and say, hey, Mr. Paz, or by that time Amos will be the boss. Hey, Mr. Amos, my contract with Google is ending in the next 6 months or in the next 1 year. Please, can I have something to do? Then Amos will say, oh, you are from Google? Yes. Okay, we're going to give you a new departmental head. And you know, when you go there for 5 years, the main reason why you allow you to go there is not to go and work. Is not to go and earn the dollar, yes, but to get the idea how they are doing their business, how they are, and come and use it here to make us better. So if what now you get the reason why we are not going to allow you to go away.
Yes.
And even Paris, who resigned last time, she's not going anywhere. After her degree, she's just going to come back. Because it's an investment, it's a life investment we are doing. And there are no any organization anywhere that are giving this kind of opportunities. Yes. Ruth, is that all your reaction or you have another reaction? I want to move to the next person.
Oh, I'm good now. I don't have anything more to say.
You don't have questions?
No, I'm good.
Are you good in making referral to your friends to come and
Yes.
50%?
Yes,
discount?
actually, I gave one your number today. I think they're gonna call you.
Good, good.
Yeah.
Yes, we want the next class for this number to double from 3 to 6 or even to 10. And now, Amos, your reaction?
Yeah, I'm just impressed. It's, I mean, you guys are thorough, and this is rigorous. I tried one, but it's not like this one. So I'm so impressed.
Okay, thank you for those good compliments. Now, Yvonne, your reaction, please.
I think this is a really good opportunity, especially for people like us here in Kenya who really won't have the opportunity to get to work abroad, especially at times like this. I really think that Blue Nile Analytica is doing something good for bringing us the jobs.
You first start remotely, and later when you like
Yes.
it, you fly over here.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So now the other thing is, I hope Ruth is listening to this. We not only want to help people in America, even if people are back at home. So I know when you are here in America, you must be having your son, your daughter, your relative back there. We need referral so that they go to the Kenyan branch. Now, the thing is here this, Amos, a couple of hours ago, I appointed Bushuru, the director, Blue Nile Analytica Africa Airlift Program. Amos, did you hear me?
No.
This thing look like a joke, but I'm very serious. And the condition I've given Bushuru is for him to take that position is that I want to see 100% pass in certification from the American class and at least 80% pass in certification from the Kenyan class. Now, once that is achieved, I'm going to give a letter, like I gave Yvonne a letter. I'm very serious about what I'm saying. Now, what does Blue Nile Analytica Africa Airlift Program entails? It entails this. We want to bring Kenyans to study in America. It is equivalent to what Tom Mboya did in the 1960s. Your friend, Bob Mwiti, is only targeting Kenyans, Mr. Amos. But us, we want to do something bigger than that. Our catchment area will be the whole of Africa. So within the next 1 year in this program, we want to bring 5 ladies and 5 men So long as we meet the threshold, there's income threshold you have to meet by the federal government before you can be allowed, before you can send somebody in the embassy under your sponsorship and pass the interview. And I'm very optimistic that by December next year, we shall have met that threshold, because we have not even advertised on the newspaper and the response is very huge. We are overwhelmed. Now, what this means, Yvonne, is this. You can apply through our program to come for master's or PhD, and we sponsor you. Sponsoring means, it does not mean that we're going to pay for you fees. That what we mean that we're going to give you our bank statement to go to the embassy for the interview. Now, once you get here, you're already working with us. You continue working with us and get your own money and survive just the same way other people survive. The same Ruth is surviving, the same way Amos is surviving, the same way I'm surviving. In America, all of us are survivors. That's why we don't want to keep you. Actually, the right people to call hustlers are immigrants in America.
Exactly.
The hustler of Kenya is fake. Let me tell you, that one is fake. Ruth, do you agree with me? Yes, we are the real hustler. So if you want to become a hustler, spend some time with Ruth so that she'll tell you how life here in America is. And once you get here, you do what brought you to do here. You finish your studies either in 2 years or in 3 years. After that, you are now on your own. You can survive and find your way on how to become an American. And that is what that speaker was going out. So we have good programs. We are strategically repositioning ourselves to take over the jobs from the Asians. So I'm so impressed, and thank you very much for allowing me to use your break to share this with you. I was waiting for the instructor to come. I know he's just about to come. Is it his time right now?
Yes, let me call him.
Yeah, you call him so that he wake up. Then immediately after calling him, as you call him, I want you to stop this recording